course, the intro goes 1, 2, 3. Welcome to another slightly louder episode of the F Movie Podcast. We're your hosts, Mason, Nathan, Dylan, Annabeth, and Jill. Not in that order. A little bit of hop skip there.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, and then we went back, and then we went back again.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, like a ping pong ball. Anyways, on today's episode, Nathan, what are we talking about?
Event Horizon.
Seems a lot like Ghost of Mars to me. What's this movie about?
Man, I mean, that's not fair to compare the two.
Yeah, you're right. Ghost of Mars is really good.
Ghost of Mars slaps.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not.
Yeah, let's not say
let's
that it
start
doesn't
dogging
slap.
this thing out.
Yeah.
Of the
I'm
gate.
dogging him.
I can say it doesn't slap.
Ghost of Mars is on a planet.
Yeah, this is on
This
a...
is definitely not on a planet.
This is like in
Yeah.
4 rooms.
Yeah, it really is. You
Yeah.
really don't like. You have the okay. I guess I'll just.
Let's get into
Oh
the
yeah,
synopsis.
describe the
synopsis.
movie
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So, new experimental ship is off in space and has been missing for some time, and then suddenly it reappears, and a crew is sent to go and investigate what has happened to the ship. The crew has the scientists that designed some aspect of the ship that they do not yet know about on their ship to go with them. They find it, very quickly realize none of the original crew were left, and it's hijinks ensue, but there's also a there is a strange science MacGuffin device that allowed the ship to basically kind of teleport through space through
dimension is what...
but it slowly gets revealed really where this ship was going and how it was traversing through space using this device, and basically they were traveling through hell.
I'm like, this is... It's not just the pseudonym for hell, it's effectively hell. They call it everything but. From what I recall, I will say, to match your energy last week on the review, instead of watching this at 1.5 speed, I watched it the night of very high. So I took an edible because I was very sad because we had to put my dog down, Rip Griff. And I remember thinking, oh yeah, I gotta fucking watch Event Horizon. And at that point I was just like, I'm gonna be in bed anyways because I'm just going to bed because I'm sad. And Hannah's asleep already because she's extra sad. And I was like, alright, let's take an edible and watch this. Let's fuck this movie up. And I'll tell you, right around hard drive o'clock, this movie kicks into gear.
I bet you gave this movie a big hell yeah. A few times.
There was a couple times, there were a few times I was struggling to figure out what the fuck was going on, and I didn't know if that was the movie or me. So, on that note, what was everybody else's feelings? And I want to see where it lines up on what movie I ended up watching with this.
I liked the idea of the movie a lot.
Premise is cool.
I like when hell is in space. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie was either goofy or serious enough to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, didn't commit to a line?
Same thing that I said about the
You said about
Tower
Dread.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Two
or
Towers.
No.
Oscar winning. The Dark Tower.
What did you say? Dread.
9/11.
Yeah. Where you...
Oh, she's thinking of Remember Me.
Oh, that movie, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
definitely
block.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the block.
Yeah, that one definitely could have been goofier, right?
it was perfect.
Yeah, so
Judge
this
me.
movie definitely does have goofiness to it.
Yeah.
When the guy gets ejected out of and then he comes back, that was my favorite part, honestly.
That is
Yeah.
the best part,
That's
for
the best part.
sure.
It is good.
Yeah.
He is the best character in this movie, and he gets so little screen time.
Yeah.
With the LL Cool J guy? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, flat out is just, talking to that one girl as soon as she comes out of the I don't know.
pod.
He's so
Yeah.
charming, I guess, in a way, and it's
Well, and
weird.
he spends most of the movie on his own side adventure.
Yeah.
He does.
You spend a lot of the movie thinking, what's he up to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just see the movie from his perspective, because he had a very different experience.
You want one of
this whole
those meanwhile
scenario.
tabs in the comic
Yeah.
book
Yeah.
that you
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
of him every
Yeah.
so often?
And I'll tell you right now, I had no idea what he was doing. There were so many times where I remember we
He's
kept back.
fixing the ship.
Yeah,
we
he
kept-
He was patching up
somehow
the
they were
holes.
welding.
Yeah, in
Like,
space,
he
right.
makes
In
Very
space
little,
welding.
little nails.
Yeah,
into
or
the
rivets.
ship.
But
And
then,
which you don't even see it melting or anything to
No.
really seal it. It's
No.
just a nail gun.
He's just got a nail gun.
so real quick, he's also the one that eats it to the bomb, right? At the end?
What?
The bomb.
Where he comes back and he kind of hits the glass of the
Yeah.
command
Oh,
room,
yeah.
and he's just
He's just looking at it.
Yeah,
and-
he's seeing something about to explode, just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, of
Yeah.
course.
And it's that very big. Yeah, okay, I'm making sure.
Yeah,
that's
because
okay.
he got like ejected, got all the way back, and then gets blown up.
Yeah, I remember thinking as a whole, like, all right, so good. That is what.
That is what happened.
All right, so
Yeah.
when this
that's-
is your first watch and you're in an altered state, you're like, to be clear, did he get out, get back in, and then blow up? Because that seems like something I would mess up in the
You get the most
interpretation.
mileage in this movie.
I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was moving around.
Yeah, he's getting places.
I feel like Price would say that part did not fit the tone of the movie,
It didn't.
but
It
that's
did.
what
Yeah, it definitely
it
didn't.
really didn't. But
You
it was
could-
the best part.
You
of the
could tell
movie.
this movie
Yeah.
was either supposed to be something else, and then, but that was the original tone, or that they were like too dark. We got to lighten the mood, and these
Yeah.
were the reshoots.
Yeah, I feel like that there probably is some degree of being like, oh, we should lighten the mood because it is like, I mean, in the era that it would have come out in, it was very like demonic.
Yeah.
This was what 97.
98.
Yeah, like I feel like there's probably still a pretty strong conservatism around
Movie.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there's probably
Hell
no
in
Satanic
Space.
Panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell in space.
And-
Like
Yeah.
Satanic Panic would have been over by
That
now.
It
was like
would
but
have,
still
but-
like
Because this is like 80s that wraps up. But yeah, I mean, with this film though, I think that like the funny thing is, it could probably go darker if it didn't go for more mainstream appeal. But you have actors like Sam Neill in there, who is like really hot in the 90s. Mind you, this is after
Also,
Jurassic
it
Park.
had Anita from 101 Dalmatians,
It
and that
did.
was way too surreal to take seriously.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
like,
which
where are
one.
all your dogs, ma'am?
It took me a bit longer than I'd like to admit to realize that was Dr.
Dr. Grant.
Ian Grant. Is that
No,
right?
Ian Malcolm
Ian-
is
Ian
the
Malcolm
Jeff
is-
Goldblum's the
yeah,
chaos
Goldblum, and then yeah.
Alan
How
Grant.
long did it
Alan
take me to realize?
Probably about 20 minutes. Into
Really?
The movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Was
I
it his
seriously-
weird accent that threw
Maybe
you off?
I think
Yeah.
it was.
I was
because
like, why
this
is he doing
guy's-
like a
But he
transatlantic
looks
accent?
like
Yeah.
he's exactly the same.
I mean,
He
he does
does,
look
yeah.
exactly
He
the
looks
same.
like he
He's
just
an
came off
academic.
of Jurassic Park set.
Yes.
But I was like, who is this?
and he is
guy?
playing a scientist again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows his role. Honestly, the part that you should have, I would have laughed if you were like, oh, I didn't recognize him as Dr. Alan Grant until the scars came up and he's like full evil manifest.
Yeah, in the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah. like,
I do think that it was kind of crazy. Like they didn't, the crew did not know where they were going. They were just on a space expedition,
yeah.
and then they were all like, "Oh hell no! Like we don't want to go back to."
We're
there."
not going to hell. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I will say Alan Grant, which is his name and will always be his name to me. Dr. Grant's descent into madness over this film
It was fun.
is wild and not gradual at all, from what I
love
recall.
it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm playing it up, and then we're off the cliff.
Yeah.
And then, like, we're just screaming our way down into hell at this point. Like,
Yeah, because he's already off his rocker, seeing Homegirl like
Yeah.
every 15 minutes.
his wife is, like, fading in and out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, is this, like, you know, a little bit of, like, trauma processing grief here? Or is this, like, hell's playing games? You know, that's part of the fun of this right now. And then there's a point where I'm like, hell, it might be both. I don't know, bro. He seems kind of not great in the head. And then
Yeah.
he starts fading into the shadows and shit, which was the funniest scene to me. Is whenever he's I forget what the one-liner is he has to Lawrence Fishburne, which for the record, that fucking chair. We're coming back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But whatever he's saying to Lawrence Fishburne, and it's like one little quick liner, I don't remember what it is, and he just fades into the darkness, like on the shot, you know, like it's literally in the ship, and I'm like, this fucking guy, like, I'm so
Fishburne-
unserious.
Lawrence Fishburne was either 1,000% serious or full of one-liners in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially with our, side quest character and like
They had great
the main
chemistry.
pilot guy
Yeah.
who was originally told to just go back to welding.
Yeah.
But yeah, his tempo didn't quite match most of the way through this movie, I don't think, but he was still fun.
Yeah, I would say this movie is probably one that Price would be saying has horrible tempo problems.
Yeah.
Like, this movie does not stick a consistent tone
No.
at all.
No.
Yeah.
Every character is objectively they're like horror, like primary, and then like subgenre a little too hard. You know what I mean? Like they.
Oh, like they each have their own subgenre.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It was like it was one of my favorite improv class games actually, where you would get like a primary. This is what I'm thinking of exactly. You would get a primary like genre, and you had to act within that. But then like it was you, and you were the purist, and then you had 4 subgenre ones. So you'd have like comedy or like rom-com or something like that, and they would have to fish it into like the general like theme of it.
That sounds fun.
It was really fun. But I remember thinking, that's all I kept thinking when I watched this movie, and I was like, okay, so he's horror comedy. He's like horror, like, I don't, a little, not really rom-com, but horror, like drama, you
like
know?
assigning them to their roles.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was horror sci-fi for sure. Like, he knew his role. Like,
I can't think of what his position was. The bald white guy. He was
was a
like
pilot.
he was all serious the whole time.
he was horror action. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
an
like he
action
would have
guy.
been an action hero.
Yeah,
yeah.
but he was an action hero in a horror movie, so it
Yeah.
had no impact or weight.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and this is like the entire time I'm thinking this, so I'm just like, what the everybody's just bringing whatever they want to this movie.
Yeah.
Sam Neill's drifted into the shadows after playing the straight scientist for so long that, and there's like such a quick turn with him.
Yeah, he devolves rapidly. Like
Well,
yeah.
he's the only one that has like a stake in wanting to not
does.
just scuttle the ship.
Yeah.
And
So like, there's a reason why you could see why he's getting pulled, and not necessarily immediately be like, he's being corrupted by like.
Yeah.
But I feel
The
like it
forces
could've
of
been
hell.
more subtle.
It
like,
could've
from
been.
the
It could've.
beginning, he, like, you know that he's seeing things and he's not saying it to when everyone else is also
Yeah.
hallucinating.
He just goes.
So you know not to trust him.
Right, because everybody else is like, oh, I saw a thing, and then he's like,
Like
I
if he
see.
like had mentioned that he's also seeing things, but like giving it a reason.
He's
or
just
something.
gaslighting people. No,
Yeah.
no, that didn't
I mean, I
happen.
think his reason for not admitting anything is just because he wants to
'Cause
keep
he's-
the ship at all costs.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an
and he's
actual
evil, and he's
reason.
ready to drag them
But like
into hell.
if that had not been clear at first, been
Yeah.
more.
Also, I thought his wife, until we finally get like the bathtub scene where she just like kills herself.
Very
in the
tasteful, by
bathtub.
the
Not
Um,
bad.
I figured like because he was just seeing like random glimpses of her and he had like her picture and everything. I was like, okay, he's so intent on getting to this ship and saving this ship because his wife was one of the astronauts on
Yeah.
the ship, which would have made way more
Oh,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why wasn't that the thing? Like,
Okay, so she was
he
never
could
an
have
astronaut
had
there.
the same trajectory.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
think
was
I-
just back on Earth, I
So
guess.
she had nothing to
killing
do with the
herself.
space
Yeah.
A
mission?
bathtub somewhere. You don't know. It could have been.
It
space.
could have
It's
been
on
a bathtub in
spaceship.
space. It could have been that bathtub on the colony on Mars that was apparently
Yeah.
established in 2015.
Maybe.
That was my other
Maybe.
favorite part of the movie was the beginning when it's like 2015, humans have colonized Mars or
Yeah.
the moon or something. I don't remember
I
what
think
it was.
mines on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's more reasonable.
That was really
Yeah.
funny
We'll
though.
be getting there before.
I
too
was
long.
like, ah, yeah, we missed it.
This
Dang.
movie, for the record, this movie absolutely shares the universe of Ghost of Mars, and you can't tell me it doesn't. Like, headcanon-wise, I refuse to. When you go to space now in this universe, which I'm
I
totally
mean,
fucking
it,
is, like,
it does
primordially
totally
evil.
make sense because Ghost of Mars is very like hell coded as well,
It
with
is,
like
yeah.
possession
Yeah.
by ghost spirits of the planet.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar.
But
in that
isn't
sense.
isn't this like location so far away?
Oh, yeah.
whereas
Yeah, it's
Ghost of
like-
Mars
this
is
is like
literally
Neptune.
on Mars.
Yeah.
They're all,
But
Turns
like
out all the other planets are hell.
Also hell.
also hell.
Yeah.
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 And,
Multiple
and you're
hells,
just
I
going.
think.
So you know, it's
Just
like
like the layers of hell.
It is,
Is
that's
what
what
it
they
is
say
right
here.
now.
the
Yeah.
planets are
Couldn't
markers
they
of
have
hell
been
along the way.
anywhere though, because they were just
They said
were
it was a
testing.
long journey.
Yeah.
No,
They-
were,
well, they
the
said
thing
it was
is, they
around
were
Neptune.
testing a wormhole. Basically, they could have been
They could have been
anywhere
anywhere.
and tested this.
Side
thing.
note,
yeah.
My
They just
other
didn't
favorite
wanna get
part.
caught.
Yeah.
Interstellar absolutely rips off the idea verbatim on the wormhole punching on this one. If you remember, the scientist even explains it in the
I
same
was
exact
actually
way.
wondering because like that thing is a thing actually in a lot of science
It
movies,
is,
and I was really
right.
curious if this was the first one that it happened.
My
in.
God, I hope so.
I mean,
I
that would
also
be
really
great.
hope so.
Nathan just takes it up to a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what?
Hey, I mean, this movie's hitting the right buttons with being.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
um,
it is.
No,
you
this
know
is a
all these
Nathan
well-known
movie.
actors. You want to see them do something not so well.
You want to see them do something terrible?
You want to see them before they were good.
Yeah. This is hilarious because this is
Also,
after
cuts
Sam.
all
Neill.
over
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam. Fucking Sam. All right, really quick. We got to go back to that chair.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's,
shit.
it's a hell of a chair.
Literally, like you pointed it out, and as soon as I saw, and I'll tell you right now, it took me a minute to register what I was looking at before I realized. I remember I could hear, like, as again, a little bit of an intoxicated state for me. I remember I'm sitting here watching this movie, like, trying to just perceive what's on screen. And at one point, I'm, like, looking over, I'm like, Lawrence Fishburne is bouncing around all over the goddamn thing. And I was like, no! Nathan said, and it was the Leo.
Yeah, the Leo.
Yeah.
meme.
Oh, he did say the chair. I was like, that is an absurd chair. What is that?
I think I still like the chairs from Buckaroo Banzai way more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Those were cool. The
Yeah.
big meat sacks
Oh,
that
yeah.
were like dangling
Yeah,
in.
those are peak.
Those
That-
are
I
comfy.
feel like this movie wanted that somehow
Yeah.
because these were actual chairs, but they were also like
They wanted to
bobbing.
take it serious
Oh yeah,
on set.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Like the set.
It was only Lawrence Fishburne's chair. He was
Yeah.
the only one.
That's
that did
true.
That.
They all had regular chairs.
They all had
except for
regular
Nick.
Yeah,
rocket
the
chairs.
commander shares the one that's
Whoa.
instead of like being
Yeah.
it's just like it's a
Special
spinny
chair.
chair that's spinning from the ceiling instead of from the floor.
It reminded you of one of those gamer chairs that you get at
Oh,
Walmart on Black
absolutely.
Friday, where it kind of
Yeah.
rocks just a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you hung it from the ceiling,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it
And
was.
I mean, talking about like that kind of stuff, I do feel like the set is really well done.
Oh, it's
like-
great.
The set design is
I
actually
loved
solid.
The set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. Just all the different. I mean, you said it's like 4 rooms, but still, those 4 rooms
those
were
4
4
rooms-
very well designed rooms.
It was
Yeah.
weird the ships were so big and they only had the 4 rooms though. They
Yeah.
probably
I mean,
could
there
have
was-
had smaller ships.
There's a
there
couple
was-
hallway
there was
shots.
like 5 rooms. There's the room with
With
the
the big
wormhole machine.
Yeah.
There's the really
Very
long
cool.
passageway connecting the front of the ship
Which was
to the
way
wormhole
too long.
machine.
Don't
forget
There's
the
the
motherboard
command
tunnel.
room. There's
Oh,
the
then there was
motherboard
Ethan's
tunnel.
apartment.
There,
Yeah.
and there's
What?
also the medical bay, and
Yeah.
then there's the ship that they were on originally.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
quite a
Bathtub.
few locations.
There's
But
technically
the
like.
ships in the outside shots are way larger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
But-
They
but
could
the
have scaled down
For a
that massive
very
ship.
small crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looked cool.
It did.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
thought the black hole room was maybe a little bit much.
It looked like
definitely
Cerebro.
won't
I mean,
be
it,
that.
it
did,
needed
right?
that
It was
big.
basically
That's how it
action.
works.
Well, no, the size was totally fine. I'm just
Nice.
Like the spikes
it
on the
looked
wall.
demonic
and the-
just
Yeah.
looking at the room.
Yeah, I mean that's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's cool.
I wonder if they can
Like that's a cool factor.
Like the movie's
for
telling
it.
you from the beginning of the movie. By the way, this is a demonic room.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
room is evil.
yeah, you walk in and you look at the hard drive and it's like, oh, I don't like its energy, Charlie. You know, like it's very much like the
Yeah.
Hitler painting in Always Sunny.
Did it have spikes along the wall?
It did.
Yeah. Also, one of whoever's death it was, it might have been not Sam Neill. No, it was the girl. At one point, a girl falls in, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the kid is
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
she just
Yeah.
like whoopsie daisies her way down. But she explodes with blood. Like I know there's
Yeah.
like water and
Dude,
stuff
who
down
didn't
there.
explode with blood?
I know. Everybody really.
Even the past crew was basically just
They're
like
just like floating gelatin.
Yeah,
women.
like floating
Yeah.
skin half the time with a lot
Yeah.
of blood everywhere.
But I remember thinking she lands, and I'm like, okay, and there's like water underneath, but I'm like, it's not just the water from, which is for whatever reason also in the hard drive room, but like also like her blood feels like it's exploding out of her body.
yeah.
And I was like, that's so unnecessary. And I remember that's just like that was the one thought that I felt like I had like a lucid moment in this film. I'm like, well, that's just an unnecessary amount of blood. And then it went back to being like, all right, let's get back on the ride. And then I was just like, okay, Sam Neill's doing a little weird right now. Yeah. So I'm with Mason on the fact that I was like, oh, the wife wasn't on the ship.
Right?
Feels like a weird
Yeah.
point.
It does feel weird.
Well,
They
'cause,
should have
like-
made her an astronaut on the ship. Then
That
he
would've
would
been
have had
nice.
a lot more reason
The-
to want to go to the
Yeah.
ship.
With that canon now, all I can think of is maybe like, did she say why she killed herself? Probably just because he was so busy with
I
her
think
work.
because
Yeah.
he was like away all the time. And
So
she
he was
sad.
creating
Good
this
one.
ship because, and then like his wife is being neglected and then kills her. So now he feels like he has to like go back to the ship for some reason.
Right.
Doesn't
Makes
quite
me
make
less
sense.
They
Yeah.
don't line up so great. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I will say though, I feel like that the way that the movie presents his whole arc, it's like it's showing the audience instead of like letting the audience experience like the ride into madness, so to speak, with it. Because they start showing us the visions of the wife, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, and there's a little ambiguity at first. I'm like, either this is like he's having, like I said, like he's having like these grief like flashbacks, or these are like visions fed to him from like the hell, and I'm like,
Mhm.
it's one of these two spectrums. I'm like, surely it's not anything that creative. And then it's like we keep getting further in, and he's like gaslighting and denying people, and I'm like, all right, it's leaning a little bit more towards hell visions. But is it just hell visions using his memories now? And I'm like, all right, so now is it both? Is this the cake and eat it? And I'm like, that's worse. It needs to commit to one of these lanes and do it well instead of trying to do both.
Maybe they didn't want her on the ship because they didn't want you to be confused and think maybe it's her ghost or something.
Yeah, I can see where
Good
they could say like, oh,
Because
they
you don't want to cross too far into Ghost of Mars territory.
No, they knew.
They
had
might
to
get
know.
like copyright infringement or
Yeah,
something going
they'd
on.
get sued for every penny.
But these movies probably had to come out right around the same time. Ghost of Mars is like late '90s, early 2000s, maybe '97. So
I don't know.
I'll check it. Go ahead. But yeah, I think either way, like when we're looking at the angle of which we're gonna descend Dr. Grant into madness feels a little like you had two kind of interesting paths you could have took, and then you took like this weird middle road that kind of like why sex and they just like fuck it, don't take either path, take both, in a way that left it more confusing and less interesting. Because if it was like by the end he's full evil, like he's full like whoa, he's like
full tilt.
he's full tilt
Like
Satan.
I like that he has like he goes full crazy.
I think that's
but
fine. It's just the process.
I think
to get there.
yeah, like the process is way too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they could have sold it better.
Yeah.
Also, whenever, like, you know, the first part of Hell Breaking Loose happens on that ship, where what happens? Doesn't, like, the big vacuum start, and then it just basically destroys their ship? It acts like a big suction or something?
Yeah.
Their chance of survival, I don't care how many little
Their
tiny
chance of survival
ideas.
plummets.
Oh, down to, like, 2%. But they're still like, you know what we could do?
Uh-huh.
We could revamp this ship.
Yeah.
Like
This
this
ship's sick,
massive
John.
ship that's way
Yeah.
too big for their
Which
own
is
good.
exactly what Grant wants.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it is exactly what the portal to hell wants.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
And
take this thing
slowly
back
they
to
start
Earth.
becoming the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. The
There were so
evolution.
many times in this movie where I was like, "Oh, they're dead. Oh, what? They should be dead.
They should be
But
way
why
more
aren't
dead
they
now."
Dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, surprisingly, not dead. Okay.
Yeah,
Out
still
the-
not dead.
Out
somehow.
into the vacuum of space.
Yes.
And then back
Good
in.
Yes.
point.
Out and back in.
What happened to
Now-
that
What
guy?
the heck?
That
Now-
cannot be real.
He's built
No,
different.
that kind of thing is pretty realistic. Like you can survive the void of space.
Yeah.
It has been
That's
so cold.
insane.
It is,
Well,
but you get
it's
this
not
much
about the cold. It's like more about your blood boiling.
Yeah.
But like you can survive
It's
it
cold and your
if
blood
it's a quick
boils.
enough time. But also, like
Yeah,
they
'cause
haven't left the atmosphere of the ship.
The lack
yet.
of oxygen.
It's being sucked out.
Well, yeah. So without atmosphere pushing against you,
Yeah.
all of the gases in your blood boil, which is the reason
Sick.
why.
Which is
if
horrifying because it's also cold.
It is
yeah,
cold.
but that's also
It's
why
how
if
you-
you ascend too quickly scuba diving,
Uh-huh.
you
You
Your
get-
blood
explode.
boils
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you explode
You don't
need
like
to.
you're in space.
Annabeth. It's what it feels like to chew 5 gum.
Yeah.
But
Are we sponsored by Five?
Now
Guys?
sponsored
can
by-
we?
no,
That
no.
shit's
I
good.
haven't heard
You do love
gum
Five Guys.
since I was a child,
Yeah.
and those commercials were
Still a-
happening.
I think it's still a thing.
It's not marketing. This is we've
No.
now dated our millennial podcast.
All I know is this dude's like 10 minutes past crazy, and they're like, just breathe out,
That's the
Johnson.
only
Yeah.
small thing that bothered me immensely for no reason.
Yeah.
When the two guys are on the outside of the ship and they're like fixing it or whatever, and stuff happens, one of them says, "You stay here. I'm gonna go help the dude, the young one."
Yeah.
But the one he tells to stay, when he's introduced in the beginning of the movie, his thing is rescue.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
Oh,
his title.
that is a good
Why
point.
did you have him stay?
Okay, now to be fair, all right. Here's my rebuttal to that. To be fair, we don't know what type of rescue. You're thinking like
I
firefighter
guess,
rescue.
but like,
This could be crisis like therapist rescue, and his job is
but
to go
like, I
talk
think
him back
the one
in.
that does go is the pilot.
No,
Maybe?
it's Lawrence Fishburne.
No,
It's
It's
Lawrence.
the-
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
that makes
it's-
sense
it's
then,
the-
because
the
he's
captain.
Because
yeah.
he's also
Yeah.
the whole time is like, I will never lose another crew member.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
It bothered
bruh.
me that
And I'm like,
the
Fishburne,
guy
you
whose title was rescue and
Yeah.
he didn't go rescue.
Wait, which one was the rescue guy?
The one everyone likes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say it is real funny to see Fishburne have a whole flashback scene where he's talking about, I won't lose another man, and proceeds to lose all the men.
Well, it
Yeah.
happens so
He kept
slowly.
Two
He-
survived.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't.
He didn't survive, but two
Yeah.
people survived.
Yeah.
3 people survived.
Grant
Yeah.
counts. Like, you
I
know,
Does he?
he was one of his
appreciate
guys.
angst, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is a very probable. The moment you deck out on a mission, it's like months and months and months away. I think you're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
You know, the tiniest thing goes wrong, and you start to really. And then the hell ship suctions your whole ship in. You know, I think you're
You
gonna
know.
lose everybody. You know.
Yeah, if we're talking about like the realities of a mission like that, I think if you really want to get into something, how is it that you're not that far into the future and there isn't like a home team making constant communication?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good point.
that's true.
Because that's the way all space missions go. Is there is big time constant communication
I was
between
missing
you and the ground,
home base
and they're
Texas
like
reaching out.
like
yeah.
they're like if a problem happens in space, there are people on Earth doing everything they can to figure out how to fix your
We
problem
watched that
for
in The
you in
Martian.
space.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, exactly.
You had,
Right.
yeah, you had Donald Glover.
Like they are
Without doing a
replicating
thing.
everything that's happening there to figure out this is what you all need to do up here. Like
Mhm.
you can do your own problem solving up there, but there's also geniuses back home that should be
Oh
figuring
yeah,
this stuff
everyone
out.
on this ship is not smart.
Dr.
That's-
Grant's cooking.
Not a single one of us.
He's
is
a little
dumb.
He's
mentally
cooking
unwell.
up here,
I mean,
though.
Yeah.
he figured out the
He's
hell
cooked.
portal.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
cooked up here.
Like,
him, but the rest of them, I don't know what they graduated in, but it's not anything related.
It's
to
not science.
No.
They're
And
like,
that guy
"Oh,
was a
Shut up with your
master
physics.
technical
crap."
college welder.
Yes.
When they were explaining the thing with like the pencil, I guess maybe it was new for the 90s, but like they should already know this stuff.
What
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
the thing with the pencil?
The
The
wormhole
wormhole.
explaining
He
how.
folded the paper. and
That's
then-
where again, I feel like the time frame of humans' progress through space in this is very unclear because it sells it as though it's not really that far into human progress. Like missions and spaceships would still be very important. Like
Mhm.
you don't just have so many ships out there that you have like just a Joe Schmo crew just running some random ship doing
Nah,
some
this is
random
that.
job.
This is that perfect middle ground between like the Martian and what's that Korean space
Oh
one?
my
Not
god.
space.
No, that is
Space
not-
Sweepers.
That is not
It's-
a middle. Space
it's right
Sweepers is
between-
like insanely far beyond.
That's what
that.
I'm saying. It's like,
Like,
everybody
I would
has
say-
spaceships.
I would
Well,
say
Martian
this
and
falls.
Space Truckers.
Closer.
Man, what is the name of that show? There's a TV.
Cowboy Bebop.
No, you're gonna get me distracted.
I'm already gone.
Yeah.
This movie was very much like set in the near future, even for 1997. This is still like they said it was what 2047 or something.
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
It felt okay.
it was
Felt
set
realistic.
still in the near future, but it's styled like a sci-fi that's set
in the
much
past.
further in the future.
Oh yeah.
Like-
yes.
Oh, because I never
The
thought about it
Expanse.
before,
Yeah,
but so
gotcha.
many
Uh-huh.
sci-fi movies don't have like the team back on Earth being like, okay, here's what you do.
But all of
Yeah.
them
So
are
this-
like so ingrained in like everyone's already in space.
Right.
They don't need that.
Yeah,
Right.
which I guess this one was trying to be too, because it was like in 2015 we did this on the
Yeah,
moon
but I
and
feel like they were
da-da-da-da-da.
very in between,
But-
and they
Yeah,
They should have
this is
committed to,
still,
like, a further out
early,
timeline.
This is like I feel like it's still very early human expansion because you've got your one ship that's just like this is our experimental ship to actually do like jumping out of our system
Yeah.
because like in this story we are still a like home system only civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have a whole bunch of ships roaming around at the level
They
where
just
there's not a
sent these
home
guys.
Mhm.
I mean, and this feels like kind of the arc, so to speak, of like this part of the space for adventure. Like I got the impression they didn't say it, but I got the impression this is the furthest we've gone with a ship and a
Mhm.
crew.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've tested technology to go this far. And it's
Yeah.
more or less like, hey.
So if you're pushing the limits, you have a home crew.
Yeah, you should have a
Yeah.
home crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will reflect in the score along with the nudity.
But yeah, you brought up what
The
I was going to
Expanse,
mention is
yeah.
the Expanse is like this is between like the Martian and the Expanse
Mhm.
in like progression in space technology.
I like Space Sweepers more on the other end of the spectrum. But
Nobody
So
said that out
far.
loud ever in their life.
I don't think anybody ever talks about Space Sweepers except
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Hey, in the Korean market, might.
Do you think so?
It might have been hot over there.
Don't even
It had,
assume.
it had a budget.
Don't put that on them.
Yeah, they don't want it.
Listen,
Did Birdemic also have a budget?
It had a
no,
YouTube
Did
channel.
It had a
I
yeah.
guarantee you it had a YouTube
Prices
channel.
on a first
Like
name basis with the
$17
director.
Yeah.
So
budget, yeah.
A Facebook page.
We had
Yeah.
a bigger budget.
that's true. We probably do.
Fat Thin.
Perfectly fit. Shape of the movie. Start with Annabeth.
Honestly.
The scream.
Wait, can we talk about the ending real quick?
Yeah.
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 All right,
Let's
fine.
go.
We can talk about the
Oh,
ending.
Yeah.
the canon ending. I feel like this movie has 18 endings.
Well, cause okay,
Then
so
I've only
17.
seen one.
it's got the girl and the guy that survive, and then she
Oh,
comes out of
yeah.
the pod and she's freaking out, and then there's Dr. Grant. But then
She
it's
wakes up
got
again.
the girl and the guy coming out of their
Yeah.
pod, and Dr. Grant is not there. The rescue team is there, and I was like, why didn't they commit to one ending or the other? But now I'm thinking, she's gonna go crazy and lure them back into hell because the
Ooh.
Dr. Grant thing was her new hallucination when
Yeah.
she's waking
I thought that
up.
was just supposed to be a trauma thing. I don't think it's
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it was,
that's how
but
I
now
took
I'm
it.
just like, I like my ending better.
The last
where-
pan out shot
Yours
being,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it does.
cause like,
Because
no,
didn't they blow up the ship? There's no going back.
but
right?
they're on a ship.
Yeah, but that's the thing. With these type of movies, it's like, oh,
They
you
did
killed
not
the bad
come
guy, or
back.
did you?
I think we can all
Right.
agree, though, if they just cut off that last bit entirely, just left it on the Dr. Grant ending, it would have been better.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That or just leave it a little bit more up in the air too. Like they could have exploded. Because like again, no one survived in this shit.
No,
Nobody.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
There-
apparently 2 of them.
I
did.
know.
Three of them. There were 3.
There
So-
were 3.
The baby boy, he's just asleep.
Oh wait, yeah.
Who was
Oh.
the other guy that
How did
survived?
he?
He was like sedated or asleep from his last second spacewalk
Yes.
trauma.
Spacewalk.
Yes.
Yes.
Did
That's
he
good.
What
They
was
just put him,
live?
they put him in like the sleep pod, and he's
Yeah.
just in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
The snoozer.
forgot.
Who was the other person?
I
that
did
survived
too
besides
until
the
they
woman?
mentioned
The
him,
black
and like, oh yeah,
So he
he's
didn't.
there.
Okay, he didn't.
Yeah, because
explode
he's
it.
there with
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
with her, kind of like
Gotcha.
comforting her as
That's
she's
what I
freaking
thought
out.
survived. I didn't know about the spacewalker.
No, I feel like this is one of those cases where it's both true though, right? Because I think Annabeth, like, I think you're spot on saying like, okay, this has an ambiguity that kind of feels like it leaves open a sequel door.
Yeah.
But then the movie that we get, because the movie likes doing like, here's what's going on and here's what you as the audience gets to see, and like the first one is her losing it to Dr. Alan Grant, he's back baby, and then the next one is like her like being comforted by like the other like the black guy partner, and then all the trauma team's like, yeah, she's fucking losing it, I don't know, put her down or whatever they're
Like,
saying.
later.
Okay, but when Dr. Grant first came out of his little pod thing,
Uh-huh.
he had just had that hallucination of his wife,
Yeah.
and so I'm just like, okay, so maybe hers is like a hallucination of him, but then she's gonna go crazy.
I appreciate the extra thought that you put into it.
But I think
for
you're probably
one-
thinking
I was
harder
about
than
to
the
say
movie
this
is.
movie was
Finished.
fat because of that extra little tag on the ending
No,
there, but
man,
now I'm
that's-
just like, no, I like the way I've explained it though.
No,
so now
I'm
my
into
version
that.
of this movie is perfectly fit.
Is there an Event Horizon?
I need a. What year was this? Like
97.
2009? No, I meant like
Oh.
the year. Like it was like 20.
Son of a
Oh,
bitch.
2047, I think.
Yeah.
2022.
So like 50
that
years
teaser,
after the
yeah.
airing of
Yeah.
the
She
movie.
goes back in there.
She goes back, yeah.
I hate it, bro. This is why I hate it. Why was there never a sequel to Event Horizon on our horror 9 months ago, as a matter of fact?
Wow.
That was
This
me.
is just you guys.
Yeah.
Budget 60 million, box office 42. That's also what it's You know what? Say less. That covers the
Tubi
bases.
is paying
$60
them
million.
slowly.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the set's really,
The
really
set
good.
design.
is really cool.
Except for the green tunnel. The green
Nope, I
tunnel
like
is
that
Yeah.
too.
That was
like
funny.
it's interesting, but it's so
They need to lean more
silly.
into more green tunnels.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you wonder why it was that big. Like it was like it for if they're not gonna.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you gotta
decorate it
pack
on
so
the
much
motherboards.
computer.
You
in
were
there.
like inside the computer of the whole ship.
In the 90s, it
Oh,
was
you
so
got the
practical.
little ventilation shaft kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah,
I
like
thought
the
you meant
green
that
tunnel.
long.
No,
No.
when he's
Thing.
crawling through all
Yes.
of the wall of motherboards.
Yes.
The
with
server
things.
work, like
Yeah.
the server
Yeah, I gotcha.
tunnels.
It
yeah.
really reminded me of how Ethan would ideally deck out his apartment.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
I mean, 60,
Also very bright. It's a very
Yeah.
bright
True,
tunnel.
it was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
bright.
60 million does make sense when you think about it, because it's like, okay, the set design is actually really good. They did get Sam Neill
They
and
got
Lawrence
some big
Fishburne,
actors.
who are not small well, Lawrence Fishburne might be a little bit smaller, relatively speaking, but Sam Neill is not.
Yeah,
Like,
he would have been most of that budget.
he would have been most of
Yeah.
it. Plus,
Was Sam Neill
The CG.
in like anything besides Jurassic Park?
he's in a couple of other like notable movies of that time,
There
but
wasn't
like,
that much CG besides the actual ships, though, right?
but even in the 90s though.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
water
Expensive,
bottle
right.
floating in zero gravity.
Right, yeah.
I think I missed that.
Yeah, there's the one where it's like it's the whole every time they panned out to like show the ships in the hole is a CG shot. So
Yeah.
plus the effects, there's a lot of people dying and getting blown up and blood's exploding out of the floors.
You could
and
do
shit.
Yeah, they
A
had
lot
to
of-
have
a lot of
You
that-
could go
budget.
practical.
A lot of that was practical.
A lot of it was.
Corpsicles. Remember that?
Yeah.
Corpsicles.
Corpsicles.
And it just shattered on the ground as soon as it got gravity.
Did you ever
Yeah.
ship this movie, Jordy? Say?
It's mostly fit.
Mm.
I don't like the last ending, even with your explanation. I think it could have been better if they just left off those last few minutes.
Mm.
Wouldn't have helped that much, but
You're like the score probably doesn't change at all. But
Yeah, that needle really doesn't move. I don't think.
I think it's thin. I think you,
Yeah.
I think you
Make it
need
look small.
more time for people to develop their like psychosis.
what was the runtime of this movie?
Couldn't tell you.
Hour 40.
Because there's ads.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the Tubi ads did skew my whole perception of it.
Yeah.
That wasn't the problem with my perception of the movie.
I'm looking up the
Annabeth's
runtime
gonna look it
now.
up on that one. Nathan's thin. You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with Nathan. The movie's thin.
It'd be more developed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's promise of an okay movie in this film.
They
Yeah.
they built a lot of set. Like they put a lot into this. They
Mhm.
could have
Yeah.
cooked a little longer with it.
They could have.
Hour 36 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing could have
Yeah.
been another
This-
30 minutes.
this
Yeah,
could
this
have
could have been
been
a 2-hour movie.
This could have been 2 and actually felt kind of good if they'd actually built up Alan Grant's turn.
Like
And,
an hour and 50. Anything that hits 2 hours, you got to really earn it.
yeah, you do gotta earn 2. You're not wrong.
True.
But it would have gone an hour 50. It would have been 157. You know damn well that's where it was. Just to keep the people happy. No, yeah, this movie was just like a little more like descent into madness. Like we need the middle fall. We need
You
the
need
like
the annihilation, like found footage
yeah,
kind of stuff.
we need the slope because it's like it's just a drop off, but we need like a little bit of the and we're on the roller coaster, you know. So
Yeah.
with that part, like literally, you give me that and you make it cohesive middle, and the movie probably comes off a lot better. Well, they gotta stick the landing a little better on the ending because the ending gets a little kooky, and then kind of silly.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands, it's a movie that almost feels like if you're catching it randomly on TV, you would always assume that you'd never catch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah,
feels
you're
like
exactly
there's
right.
somehow like some part that you're just never really seeing that should have
That's
been
a
there in the
great
middle.
description.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or even if you've missed the first 5 minutes, you feel like you've missed a lot in that first 5
Brother.
minutes. Which you do because of the text on the screen. And I don't know if there was narration, but yeah, there was.
Yeah.
All I'll say before passing this baton for you to give it the thing is, yeah, now imagine that movie in my state of
Yeah.
mind. And it was a ride.
You were wide eyed the whole time.
Dude, there were times where commercial breaks would come back, go on, and then off, and I was like, did I fall asleep and wake up to this movie? Like, where am I at in this movie? Like,
Why are they in this tunnel now?
yeah.
Why are they in
Like,
the ventilation
genuinely, there were
shaft?
so many times where it was like, they would go commercial scene shift, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Are they on the little ship or the big ship?
I
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
promise.
they should have done a little, you know,
Separation
set
that a little
design
bit.
wise, a flaw is that the ship should have looked a little more different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause that's a 50-year-old ship. Right?
Yeah.
Or 40-year-old
Yeah,
ship.
they
at that
really could
point.
have played up the design differences.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they should have because it is fair to say that there are moments where you're not sure what ship they're on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Homie's like working on their original ship, I think. Correct?
He
Yeah.
was to begin with.
He's,
Yeah.
he's working on their initial ship, right?
I'm with these two. It's so thin. I want more of this, and I think that the Descent into Madness was fine, and I'm glad that he was just full tilt towards the very end. I don't think that this movie has a happy ending at all. It's literal hell is right through that door, and it's wide open.
Yeah.
Like, did they stop it? Besides blowing it up, they never actually stopped the thing from like.
It was just always doing whatever it wanted
It was
to
just
do.
spinning, right?
Yeah.
I
Like
don't know.
I assume it could not stop because if it would, like it would destabilize and then
True.
pose
Oh.
a threat or something.
Yeah.
But also like they never had any control over whether like when it was deciding like I'm opening up.
It was
Yeah.
seriously just like a spawn point.
You know
like,
what would also been a better ending is
What?
if they all just die and then another distress call gets sent out and just, you're expecting
Yeah.
another ship to go.
30 years later.
After,
another one.
yeah, but after like one more or two more loops, that's it. You know.
Sure,
like-
yeah, I mean,
This is only the first rescue. They could send another one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also, you know, again, they don't have a home base, so you know who they're calling, who are they calling back to? Who's gonna even know?
Anyone who
It's
will pick
true.
up the phone, I guess.
Houston ain't there anymore, guys. I don't know what to tell you. We're in Honolulu, Mars, or wherever the fuck it is, right?
They named it after the states,
Yeah.
the capitals of the states.
Man, you know they would.
Depending on the president, you know
Yeah.
damn well this
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been the
There's
Gulf
gonna
of
be a
Mars.
Gulf-
Gulf of
Mars.
America up there.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go right into scores and then surprise bait. I'm gonna go to Mason. This podcast is descending in the madness.
What
With
is it mean?
Yep, you start out.
The reason.
We're skate ramp. You're going back
Ooh,
down
half
this way.
pipe? Yeah.
That'd be
The
good,
reason
full
I
pipe.
watched this movie is because I think I saw somewhere this is one of those sci-fis that you just can't miss. And
Yeah, that's
and I was
right.
very intrigued, and that's why I had it on the list to pick, and so I was happy that it did get picked. But anyways, after watching it, I was like, yeah, where has this thing been? Like,
Right.
I don't understand how more people don't know about this movie because I thought it was done super well, had plenty of decent or better actors and actresses, and I think that it's plenty of fun. It does toggle the switch between a few of those things that we mentioned,
Mhm.
but most of it was before those movies, or in the same like decade. I had a ton of fun with it. I think it's great. I almost watched it again. I didn't watch it again, but I probably will again at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it merits an 8 for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's good. And to hear that it's an hour 36, that's ridiculous. This movie, I'm not going to say that it feels longer than that, but it could have gone on so much longer.
The Tubi ads did make it longer.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it gets the 2 with the ads, probably.
But I feel like pretty soon out of the gate, it doesn't slow down. You know, I mean, it's kind of like Alien in that sense, where like once something bad's
once it started, it's
brewing,
on.
it's
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
Yeah.
hope, and it's only going downhill from there. But yeah, it had a lot of parallels, I think, to like Alien and like Life and a few of
for
those
sure.
movies.
Yeah.
because it's a bottle episode, but a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
So
And an 8.
I
Wow.
loved it. I thought it was really good.
Starting strong.
Right.
If I had to name flaws with it, I mean, it's the ending was silly.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just all blow up and just be like, well,
Win some, we lose some.
we can't make a sequel.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, just be done with it. But I don't
Neptune
know.
becomes Mars.
Yeah. The Ghost of Mars sequel
Or
is the
becomes
sequel
Hell.
in the
And they're
first.
just like it just sprinkles its remnants over Mars's
Yeah.
planet.
Maybe
somehow.
maybe that's that's what
I
gets
mean,
over to
that
Ghost of
smoke.
Mars.
I
Like
don't
a
remember
mist.
for sure, but weren't they like near Jupiter or something?
She
They were
said
getting-
They were near
They don't pass-
Neptune.
they don't pass
Yeah,
I
Neptune.
meant that Neptune would become Hell, not. I said Neptune would become Mars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, makes you have more fun than this.
This
This is.
movie was fantastic.
I'll tell you. You know what this feels like to me? This is a definitive 6.5.
Shut up.
This no.
You like this movie more
I do.
than that.
I do. No. Hear me out, right? So this is a definitive 6.5, and it's in the like creeping. It's on the 6.5 leaning 7 territory. This is
Okay.
where it's like it's near that Rain of Fire territory where it's like this is a kind of a bad movie that I'm having a decent enough time with, and dare I say even good time at times, right? So like this movie is like here's where we've talked very ostensively about the flaws in it, but here's what I'll say: it's not the set design, it's not the actors, it's not the score. A couple of the tones is frustratingly all over the place at times.
Yeah.
But and there's a cool idea, you know, like I think cool ideas, not sloppy execution, just like rushed or unfinished execution. I can work with that, you know. It's whenever they take the idea and they ruin it that I don't like. That's when you fall under. At a 6.5, you're a bad movie with really good merits and skeleton, in my opinion. And for me, this is like right there at it. It's one of those ones where I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's thin. I do want more Alan Green. I want more
Please.
Descent into Madness. I do
Feed
want
me,
more of this.
Seymour.
And honestly, it gets up to like, if I give a couple of these tweaks, it probably jumps up a whole point score. Plus the nudity, which almost puts it to a 7. But then I remember that I'm like, Rain of Fire is a 7 for me. And every day I think, that movie will be a 10 one
This
day.
movie's better.
But, yeah. And this movie is not better
It is
than Rain
better
of
than
Fire.
Rain
You
of
are
Fire.
so
It's-
cracked.
it's-
That-
I can't.
No.
By a good margin.
No.
Rain of Fire.
McConaughey
has some
leaping into a dragon's
incredibly-
mouth.
I remember it
Yes.
like it was yesterday.
Bro,
but no.
and
No.
Bale getting fucking, no, there's no fucking
the
way.
subversion of expectation
Patience.
of him to when he's jumping off with that axe, and
With the
he just gets fucking ate.
Yeah, McConaughey, dude, and I've never seen McConaughey in a role
Yeah,
like that.
McConaughey looked nothing
Nothing.
like he ever has in any other film.
Yeah,
That's a good point. He
McConaughey
didn't
was
look
playing
that
Tom
way.
Hardy's role 10 years in the
Yeah,
past.
he's
Like,
like-
Tom Hardy was not there soon enough to get that role, and it was McConaughey's time of all people to get that role. There's no fucking way it's better than Rain of Fire, but it is fun. It is, I won't say good, but there's promise to it, and I can respect the promise.
It's got heart.
It does.
Oh,
Damn shame about that box office though. Budget of 60 and 43 box office.
Dang,
Yikes.
Tubi's gonna turn that around for him.
Bro, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's gonna come back.
They're making background. Yeah.
Yeah,
They had to have gotten at least a penny off of all of us watching that movie.
I mean, at least one.
Yeah.
At least a
Okay.
penny.
Yep. Over to Jill.
I agree with a lot of things Dylan said. I really like the idea of the movie. I think it could have been really, really good. But Dylan and I score differently. Therefore, all the same ideas of Dylan. It's gonna make this a 5.5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, you're not
okay.
too far away from me. Yeah. There's a little bit of a curve score, I guess, when it comes to mine versus yours, but you know what? Same review though.
Pretty much same review.
Yeah, that's
I liked it. I liked the idea, but I had high expectations because I liked the idea too much.
Oh, that's
So
probably.
I wanted to be.
So-
That's where you really
here's
messed
here's
up.
where I've
Jill's
learned my
expectations get her
expectations
every
with
time.
Nathan goes to the gutter. I think that Nathan movies usually give me some of the fun, like if I could go back and make a movie, not necessarily me, but get a really talented director to like finish up the work, that's a Nathan movie. I go in, it gives me a skeleton.
That's where most of the conversations around movies that I pick go. Is just like, if we could have just like retooled this or added this in, like there's a whole lot that could have been done here.
Well, and there's also, besides, the situational aspect, Dylan popped an edible and then watched the main movie. So, like, you could argue that point.
And here's my other point really quickly before we go to Annabeth is that, listen, I was grieving when watching Dr. Grant and I didn't feel his genuine sympathy in that. So, I didn't feel like, as an actor, I didn't feel his grieving, and whenever I was grieving, so that's going to knock it onto the thing.
I feel like grieving would have paid him too much.
Yeah, probably.
Because he was so full on in his psycho role.
I know.
He wasted a lot of energy.
We can't humanize him too much now.
Exactly.
He's about to be a monster. Right.
He is the monster.
He is hell. Anyways, Annabeth.
Is there a rule against giving .75 or .25 types of
Unfortunately,
scores?
yes.
We're going to have to hard and fast,
Yeah.
It's a
You
0.5 interval.
We got 20 options.
Repeating.
I started out, and I was going to say, I want to give this a 7. And then we kind of talked it down even.
there's-
in
Some
this
of us
review.
did.
Some
Wow,
of us.
hey.
But you know what?
better
I
cool
didn't want
your
to keep it
jets.
at the 7 because I had a good time.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it was like fun enough, and I really liked the set design. And at least once I said, "Ooh, that's a cool shot," and that's worth something. That extra .5 apparently. So I'm gonna go with a 7 here.
So for the record, for those keeping it at home, my, Jill, and Annabeth's reviews are all more or less the same. But the scores are all off by about 0.5 or so.
The thing is, I was looking at my previous scores, and I should not give this a 7 because I think all the 7s are at least like actually good, and the 6.5s are like questionable. But
She's great.
But you know what?
You already gave it a
She
7.
It's too
said,
late.
wow,
I'm
that
giving
was a
it-
cool shot
Yeah.
one time,
Exactly.
so it bumped it up a
So
0.5.
it's
Listen,
a 7.
Fun factor is the salt and pepper of the ingredients. Like it really does just it up a half score.
Did you have fun?
Yeah,
Yep.
had a good time. If that's the criteria, I should have given Buckaroo Banzai a way better score.
I mean,
No,
probably
you
should.
shouldn't.
What'd you give?
Don't worry about
No,
it.
you
I
gave
gave
it
it like a 5.5
How
at the
dare
time,
you?
but now I would give it like an 8
It's
if
a
I rethought
solid
that.
8.
Yeah,
No,
it
Jill
really is a
overscored it
solid.
for you. Let's be
She
clear.
did.
Yeah.
She did. Maybe I put
Her
all
shoulders
of my
are
points
sore.
on
Yeah.
How much
Jill.
weight she was carrying in
I
that
know.
review.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nathan,
Anyway, this movie's a 7.
take us back to Earth or Houston or
Well,
Mars.
so-
Take us to Neptune.
I mean,
or hell.
this
Same
movie's
thing.
got a lot of good ideas going for it.
Uh-huh.
It does not spend enough time to execute them well enough, in my opinion. I am also colored by the fall of expectation as well, because the reason I decided to watch this movie is across like the whole of Warhammer 40K nerds and stuff on YouTube talking about like other media that is representative of the same sort of ideas. This one is often pointed to as like a really good, like, this is like a Warhammer 40K movie, just not set in 40K. Big idea from that just being, I think, purely that in 40K there is the warp, which might as well be hell, that spaceships travel through. That is how you travel through space. You don't travel through normal space, you travel through the warp. So I think that is the linchpin that has always had all of these people saying, oh, this fits into this world, this canon, easily. And you could argue it's like, oh, maybe it's like the idea of like, you know, what early humanity might have done before they really understood what they're going through, like what they were traversing through or whatever. Regardless, that sets expectations a lot higher than what this ends up meeting. I don't want to hurt it too bad for that, but I don't know. I think if it had more time to cook, it would have been a good movie on its own. That outside flavor, I do need to just ignore because it would just make me even more disappointed because
The more you think and stew on it, yeah.
It ain't what everybody makes it out to be whenever you see them talking about this kind of stuff on YouTube. So I think I'm gonna land at just a 7. Like the time took away from it, but the set kind of built it back up. I really, really think the idea that I had of this movie is one that you catch on TV and always think you're missing some middle section of it. I think that is a problem with this movie because it ramps up real quick, and you feel like there has to have been something in between that I'm just not seeing.
The ride left me behind at least a couple times,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Well,
So there's
Spin that wheel.
Come on.
we're down to the
Come on.
the near finale of
the
the
wheel
season.
gods.
Nathan, you want to spin it?
Yeah, Nathan.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
Let's see what we get.
Event
Are we
Horizon
going
2.
Nathan and Nathan or Nathan the musical? Which I believe is Annabeth.
huge spin.
Oh God.
Oh, right.
Oh, on the money. You didn't need all these.
Right on
Oh,
there.
man, you know,
Wow.
it's really too bad. It would have been nice if we
Grass
finished there.
I mean, we can't.
Yes.
We can ignore
Yeah,
the
we
wheel
can
and
just-
just make that
Yeah,
the
we can
season
watch the other
finale.
one.
You know what? Hold on.
Yeah. Oh,
There we go.
Oh!
See the off camera.
Yeah. So
Well,
hold on.
So,
hold on.
So Lawnmower Man 2 seems like it's time.
Apparently.
We're
I
not
can
supposed
tell
to watch
everybody's
this.
excited.
It's-
I have
it's on
no
Tubi.
idea.
It's on Tubi.
It is.
Oh,
It's on
Tubi.
Or
Oh.
Pluto. It's one of the two.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Tubi.
I will
And
highly
Pluto.
recommend watching 1 and 2.
No.
Guess
No.
who's
I have
just
no
gonna
idea if
watch
it's
the
necessary.
sequel?
I know nothing about the second one. I've looked up nothing other than that it exists.
I haven't watched the first one. And I'm
Me
not
neither.
going
Yeah.
to.
Me
There's-
neither.
Why would you not want to at this point?
How many hours of my
it is
life
so-
is that going to be, Nathan?
There-
About
there's
an hour
so many, like,
56.
mythos
Four.
around it.
If it's a director's cut, it might go over 2, as a matter of fact.
So I did actually watch both of them the other day.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because, I don't know, we were coming down to like the last 4 movies on the wheel.
You're
And I
just
was
like, I got a weekend.
Wait,
after
you
watching
watched
the
Grass too?
I watched the first one as well, and the first one's pretty good.
No, it's
Wait.
fucking
It's
not.
good.
Wait.
What?
Wait,
good.
Lawnmower Man, right?
Lawnmower
Yeah.
Man.
You've
Yeah.
already watched
You've
Grass
watched
too.
this for the podcast.
It was one of our
Watch the
first
one
movies.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay, so
rewatched
you
it
Yeah,
again.
you
rewatched the
rewatched it
first one.
recently.
Yes.
So, knowing nothing about Lawnmower Man,
That's for the better. Honestly.
I swear,
Lawnmower
it doesn't
Man
age
2,
well.
Beyond Cyberspace. This is not what I thought Lawnmower
You
Man
have-
was going
You
to
have
be.
no
I feel like
idea
you-
what this
like,
movie's
watching
actually
the
is.
first
Not
one
gonna
is
watch this
definitely a
Armida
good idea.
synopsis. No.
Here, you know what? Here's what I'll say. Watch it.
No.
Watch the movie.
That's what I'll say. Just
Just
Like,
watch it.
If you're
You
lucky,
have no
I'll read a
idea how
synopsis.
crazy Lawnmower Man is.
you
Like,
really
the-
you couldn't fathom. It is
The
wild,
name
and
of
it's
the movie
inappropriate.
will not make.
We'll give-
yeah,
we'll
it is.
give
It
you
is
no
so
insight.
inappropriate. It does not age well.
You're not,
It is.
You're not
Oh my
selling it.
gosh. So, Lawnmower Man, the first one, is 2 hours and 21 minutes.
That's the director.
That's the director's
Yeah.
cut.
Oh,
Can confirm.
wow.
Yeah.
Are they wearing like lights?
Okay.
Like Tron
They're
suits
wearing, like,
almost.
Tron
yeah.
suits.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's 4
Tron.
movies that are actually Lawnmower. You know when you get like describe a movie without actually doing it, and it just shows for it. So one of those panels is Tron. One of those panels is like Planet of the Apes.
Mm.
One of those ones is
It's actually Tropic Thunder specifically.
Yes.
With Simple Joe.
yes,
Simple
Simple
Jack.
Simple
Simple
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Tropic Thunder, Simple
I don't
Jack.
like this.
And then what's the
Lawnmower
4th
Man.
one?
Is this just a video game movie where they're playing through
Kind of.
different levels?
The other one would be Ready Player One. That's what I'd give it. Although
Yeah.
that's kind of Tron.
Don't you dare compare something that I actually enjoyed with this.
Look,
Listen.
here's the thing. Lawnmower Man is culturally significant.
Is it?
He's
What-
actually not
like
wrong.
if
What
you
way?
if you watch it, you will find that so many people in TV shows and
And
movies and
movies.
stuff reference this movie. This is a well-known
Are you
movie.
sure? Are you sure
No.
Lawnmower Man wasn't just referencing things that already
No,
existed?
No, it's too old.
I will say
No.
this.
It's
All right.
too old.
1992.
Here's what I'll say about Lawnmower Man to Nathan's point.
It's old
I
as
unfortunately
But
have
it's-
to agree with him
It's
because
VR though.
it is.
Yeah.
In '92, they are harnessing VR.
Can we
and,
watch
like,
this in VR?
Go
God.
for it.
Lawnmower Man
Who's
in
stopping
VR. Is
you?
You
that
know what?
possible?
You've got the technology.
Yeah,
The
here,
only
so-
chance you have of me watching this is if you find where I can watch it.
He said Tubi.
Yeah.
The
Both
first
of them
one?
are.
Both of them are on Tubi?
Both of them are too.
What is Tubi
Yeah, he said
doing?
he just watched.
Yeah, he
What is
just
Tubi
watched.
doing?
What,
All the
away
right
with-
things.
No.
They're
All the
getting-
right
that's what
things.
Getting
they're
their
doing.
ad revenue. No, so to Nathan's point, as we wind down, I will say that like Lawnmower Man, in like small little bits of conversation, but often whenever I was doing the Schmodown content stuff or whatever, so I was in California talking to movie critics and bus all the time. This movie got referenced all the fucking time by these people, and then I watched it, and the first thing I said to them is, "What the fuck is wrong with all of you?" You guys, like, this is the thing where I'm like, I get it. I've gone full circle into the critic circle where I've become the critic, and I'm like, this is fucking insanity. You guys are all wrong. You guys have all been so wrong this whole time. I feel like you're memeing me, like, you know, like they've, yeah. But I get why it gets referenced. When you watch what I will say is the first one is probably worth a watch if at this point we're this big of movie fans, and we are, and Nathan gets dragged into. But if you're a big enough movie fan, I think that there's enough cultural relevance to Lawnmower Man that it is worth
I
watching.
think it's more culturally relevant than like The Room, even because the number of
100%.
times I've seen the like Lawnmower Man referenced in things is higher than The Room.
Yeah,
And The Room is a very popular.
The Room remains
Very
popular
cult
within its
classic.
cult, like within the cult that it exists in. But I would say that true of Lawnmower Man as well. But Lawnmower Man's reach goes into just fucking movie critics and everybody else, you know. So it's got more reach on that one. I think that's fair to
So
say.
no one's seen it except people who make movies.
People who like movies,
Who like to talk
Have
about
made
movies.
movies.
critics,
Yeah.
and reviewers. A lot of them have watched this fucking movie for some reason.
Why? Why
What?
do people
It's
Watch it and
see
find
this
out.
movie?
I'm telling you, it will be a very fun
There's a scene-
conversation next week.
There's
if you
a
watch
there's
it.
a scene of
Let's
Pierce
see it.
Brosnan shirtless, super chest, hairy chest, just smoking in
Talk about
bed.
somebody that has an accent. I didn't realize it, but Pierce Brosnan has an accent. The
Yeah,
first one that
he
I
does.
did not realize until I watched
Yeah,
it.
he's
this time.
British, isn't he?
007
Like
is
he
in
played
this movie?
James Bond.
Yeah. He is very much.
Like,
He's the main
I'll
character.
tell you, this movie is
Wait,
way more
Pierce
significant
Brosnan
than you
is the
think.
main
Pierce
You know,
Brosnan
it's
He's the
Lawnmower
second
Man?
main character.
Oh, technically true.
Who
Yeah.
else is in this
Simple
movie?
Jack is
Yeah,
technically
look at the
speaking
cast
the
of
main
this
character.
movie.
Did not expect this to have like a real cast. Wait, knowing nothing about Lawnmower Man, I was putting it somewhere around Birdemic from just like.
no.
No, it's a real
It's
movie.
Wait,
High
is this gonna be
production.
like Raw, where you guys have like downplayed it for so long, and we're actually gonna like?
I
it?
have a very
Jill, this will
unfair.
be the last time you ever put these two movies in the same
category.
sentence.
I thought you liked it, Mason.
Listen,
It's fun.
with Lawnmower Man in specific, I will say that like, yeah, man, I have ways of feeling about it because like, although I'll concede it's similar to Raw, I'll concede that it's technically like a probably interesting and fascinating movie.
Wait.
I had a
No.
really unpleasant time,
It's
and
similar
because
to Raw.
No.
no, not
Oh my gosh!
Only
Look
in-
at this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look at
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's straight up a screenshot.
That's a
from the movie.
screenshot. Yeah.
Oh my
All
god.
right, let's wrap this thing.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, make sure to tune in next week for.
Lawnmower Man 2.
I can't say it.
Lost in cyberspace.
And maybe a little side conversation about Lawnmower Man 1 again.
I'm skipping it.
Stephen King wrote this?
He did.
So is it actually maybe a little bit terrible? How directly related to the book? Is there a book of this?
More questions for next time. Make sure to tune in if you want your questions answered. And if you like the questions being answered, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think we should talk more about Ghost of Mars universe? Is that a cool thing that actually secretly maybe exists in these films? Who knows? I'm sure Nathan will find out for us. And did you miss Annabeth's feet? Yeah, I don't know. Some of you probably did. Annabeth.
Hey!
Make sure to like because I got you weird feet people your things. And if you're not one of those weird feet people, like it anyway because I'm still working really hard to watch movies in a really difficult time. Come on, man, feel bad for me. Anyways, make sure to sub to the channel. We're at 69 subscribers still. Why the fuck isn't we at 420? You animals, we're doing so much work every week. I haven't seen my wife in weeks. Yeah. She might be dead. I don't know. Was she on the ship? Nobody knows.
We're churning through them.
Until next time, guys, we'll see you with Lawnmower Man 2, unfortunately. Bye!
Bye.
I probably shouldn't show my feet on the internet.
Not
For free.
Not for free.
Yeah, everybody.